Hey, I'm Paul Butler. I'm one of the client partners at New Leaf Training and Development, and I'm so delighted to be joined by my friend and co-worker, Bob Fuhs. Bob, this program, Emotional Intelligence for Managers, what's that all about?
Yeah, so what we're going to be looking at and doing a deep dive into is how do our emotions and how does our emotional state as leaders and managers impact our leadership? It's really fascinating when you look at the science behind emotional intelligence. What you see is that actually EQ has a greater impact on our leadership effectiveness than our IQ. And so, what we're going to look at is the four domains of emotional intelligence and how we can best manage our own emotions when maybe things are kind of intense, and then how we can help other people do the same.
Brilliant, thanks, Bob. Now, I know the participants are going to be receiving a link to complete something called the MBTI, which most of them may not have ever heard of. What is that, and why is that going to be useful for this seminar?
Yeah, so MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, and it's basically a psychometric assessment, a personality assessment, if you will, that looks at four different aspects of our personality. And so we're going to unpack that during our time. And what we're going to see is how that framework and those personality styles, what we'll see is how those impact our emotional responses to different situations. So it'll be a really valuable tool to help us understand certainly more about ourselves and then more about other people as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Bob. Bob, obviously I know you well, but for someone that doesn't know you at all, what's your credibility to facilitate on this subject?
Yeah, well, I'm an emotional wreck, Paul, so I think that'll be helpful. No, seriously, I have studied emotional intelligence for a long time. I've got a master's degree in leadership development and a graduate certificate in organizational development. And I also have had a lot of experience in leading teams and organizations and helping other leaders navigate high stress situations where emotions run high. So I'm excited to share a lot of the things that I've learned along the way and some of the different research that will help us understand more about our emotions.
One last question, if I could, Bob. Whenever I've sat in professional development sessions, I always like to connect with the facilitator as a real person. So could you tell us a little bit more about who Bob is?
Yeah, happy to. So I currently live in Southern California. I'm in Orange County. Originally from the Midwest, though. So my roots run deep in Wisconsin, is where I'm originally from. And so still root for the Packers and the Badgers, and grateful that the Big Ten has expanded now. And so we include USC and UCLA as well. So we're all part of one big family.
Brilliant. Hey, Bob, thank you for taking a few moments with us today. I'm sure the participants are going to get a lot from this session.
Looking forward to it too. Thanks, Paul.